Hello and welcome to new broadcast on TayNinhTV with some latest events in TayNinh province as well as nationwide. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, in the afternoon of November 4, TayNinh Provincial People's Committee have a regular meeting in October 2025 under the chairmanship of Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Nguyễn Văn Úc, to assess the socio-economic development situation in the first 10 months of 2025 and deploy direction and tasks for the last 2 months of the year.
In October, the private socio-economic situation achieved positive results in most areas. Industrial production activities developed strongly, and the industrial production index maintained double-digit growth. The trade and services were vibrant, with the total retail sales of consumer goods and services increasing sharply. Import exports were relatively stable compared to the same period. Budget revenue increased compared to the same period. The disbursement rate of public investment reached over 67.6% of the plan assigned by the Prime Minister, and the fields of culture, society, national defense and security, and the operation of the two-level local government have also achieved many positive results. However, besides the results achieved, there are still some limitations that need to be overcome soon. These are unfavorable situation of agricultural product consumption. The production and business activities of a number of enterprises are still facing difficulties, and the rate of public investment disbursement has gradually improved but is still low compared to the requirements, and some infectious diseases tend to increase. The conference focused on evaluating and analyzing the results achieved, clarifying the causes, limitations, and implementing the key tasks and solutions for the socio-economic development of the last 2 months of the year, with the highest determination to successfully implement the targets and tasks in 2025, especially the target of double-digit growth. Recognizing and appreciating the results achieved, the Deputy Secretary, Provincial Party Committee, and Chairman of Provincial People's Committee, Nguyễn Văn Úc, requested the provincial departments and branches to continue to make the greatest efforts and determination to complete the tasks in the last 2 months of the year. In particular, the Department of Finance should promptly advise the Provincial People's Committee to review and develop a specific scenario for the economic growth. Department branches and localities should focus on overcoming the consequences after the floods and continue to better implement administrative reform, increase the disbursement rate of public investment capital, and activities to care for the TTV in 2026. In the 2026 to 2030 period, TayNinh province will implement many key programs and projects to develop the border trade associated with the task of ensuring national defense and security. These activities aim to build the TayNinh border area into a dynamic, comprehensively and sustainably developed area, contributing to promoting the province's socio-economic development. Accordingly, the province aims to make the border trade a driving force for the socio-economic development by 2030, making TayNinh a transit point for import and export goods of the southern key economic region to Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, and Asian countries. The total value of import and export goods increases by an average of 7.5% per year or more. And TayNinh will implement many priority programs and projects focusing on developing border trade infrastructure, connecting traffic, industry, trade services in the border area. Typical projects include the construction and upgrading of Vạc Sa, Vàm Trảng Trâu, Long Phước, Tống Lê Trân border gates, and the construction of model border gates in Tân Nam and Long Phước to promote the trade and logistics, closely linking economic development in the border areas with maintaining sovereignty and security in the border areas.
In recent times, TayNinh province has actively implemented career and employment consulting programs, contributing to supporting workers to stabilize their life and find new career opportunities.
Since the beginning of the year, the total number of social workers receiving counseling has been more than 1,800, and the number of workers subject to the unemployment insurance has been more than 176,000. Enterprises in the province have also registered the recruit for 34,000 workers. Along with that, more than 2,100 people have been introduced to domestic jobs. The number of people applying for unemployment insurance is more than 34,000, with a total amount of unemployment benefits paid reaching nearly 760 billion Vietnam dong. In addition, the province has also allocated more than 2.5 billion Vietnam dong to support vocational training to improve the skills and expand career opportunities for workers in the future. And on the morning of November the 4th, the Vice Chairwoman of Provincial People's Council, Dang Thi Ngọc Mai, and the working group had a meeting to monitor the supply of health insurance, drugs and medicine and medical supplies in Kinh Tường Ward. According to the report of Kinh Tường Regional General Hospital, in the past time, the supply of medicines and medical supplies at the unit has been implemented in accordance with the regulations, ensuring the adequate and timely service to the patients. From 2024 to September 2025, the hospital has used health insurance medicines worth more than 31 billion Vietnam dong, and the procurement of medical supplies is organized through open bidding in accordance with the regulations, and the unit also distributes medicine to medical stations in the area, preventing the patient from having to buy the medicine outside the health insurance list. The delegation also surveyed Kinh Tường Ward Health Station, where the main activities focus on first aid, consultation, primary health care, and disease prevention and control in the community. At the meeting, the representatives of the units discussed and reflected on many advantages and shortcomings in the implementation of health insurance examination and treatment, such as bidding and overlap in the process of medical examination and treatment, supply of medicines, medical supplies, payment, and settlement of health insurance costs.
As the first autumn fair in 2025, Tây Ninh is one of the localities that make a strong impression with its modern, large-scale, and diverse display space.
With the participation of 38 enterprises and 38 booths, Tây Ninh province brought to the fair hundreds of typical products such as rice paper, shrimp salt, cashew nuts, rye agricultural products, OCUB products, and many industrial products, construction materials, house equipment, and logistics. In just 10 days of the fair, the province display area welcomed more than 700,000 visitors, raising opportunities for the trade connections, production cooperation, and expanding the consumption market for the local businesses. Right at this fair, we have also sent orders to the holiday market, as well as connecting other provinces, and especially we can contact customers all over the world to enable to build a supply chain to serve the export needs. After days of displaying products here, the business received very positive feedback from customers about the design quality as well as the colors, and also has some opportunities to cooperate with some other businesses. The positive signals at the fair are not only shown through the large number of visitors, but also in the interest, research, and cooperation connections of many domestic and foreign businesses for TayNinh's agriculture and processed products. Many export units also highly appreciate the quality, design, and market expansion potential of the product display at the provincial booth. I found TayNinh's products very impressive, especially agricultural products and processed foods. I enjoyed them right at the booth and felt the delicious, natural flavors, and it is truly a great opportunity for international visitors like me to learn more about Vietnamese cuisine and culture also. I find TayNinh products diverse, rich, and of many times, and we are also the products our company is aiming to export Vietnamese foods. We really want to cooperate with localities that have the OCB products like TayNinh to expand the production market, as well as cooperate to promote the trade cooperation between France and Vietnam. And from the success of the autumn fairs in the first harvest of the 2025, TayNinh province is gradually affirming its position as a dynamic and creative locality, knowing how to take advantage of opportunities to promote products, expand markets, and reach out to the world. The companionship of the government and the innovation efforts of the business community have contributed to creating a TayNinh brand that is increasingly spreading in the journey of integration and development.
On the morning of November 4, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People Committee, Phạm Tấn Hòa, chaired a meeting with relevant departments and branches to review preparations for the delegation to promote labor, investment, and trade in Japan, scheduled to take place in mid-November.
At the meeting, representatives of the departments and branches reported on the schedule and preparations for the key activities of the working trip, especially the conference to connect and promote investment in Kansai, TayNin, the conference to promote investment in TayNin province in Tokyo, and the conference to promote labor in Yamanashi. The working trip is an opportunity for TayNin to promote the province investment, trade and labor resources environment, focusing on calling for cooperation in priority areas such as logistics, industrial infrastructure, urban areas, and high-tech agriculture. In particular, the delegation will promote signing and sending highly skilled workers from the province to work in Japan, focusing on industries such as mechanics, industrial electricity, and automotive technology.
And also on the afternoon of November 3rd at the government headquarters, welcoming Mr. Nishimura Taichi, chairman and the delegation of the Japan-Vietnam Friendship Association in the Kansai region, to visit Vietnam on the occasion of the association's 30th anniversary. The Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính expressed his joy and saw that the comprehensive strategic partnership between Vietnam and Japan has developed well in all fields in which the Kansai region plays an important role. The Prime Minister emphasized that investment by enterprises in the Kansai region accounts for 30% of the total Japanese investment capital in Vietnam, and trade accounts for about 25% of the two countries' trade turnover. Kansai is the region with the most vibrant cooperative relations with Vietnamese localities in Japan, with over 10 pairs of friendly cooperative relations with Vietnamese localities. The Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính requested the President and the Japan-Vietnam Friendship Association in the Kansai region to continue to pay attention to support and promote the comprehensive strategic partnership between Vietnam and Japan to develop more effectively and sustainably. Sincerely thanking the Prime Minister for taking the time to receive the delegation, the President of Japan-Vietnam Friendship Association in the Kansai region, Mr. Nishimura Taichi, said that he will continue to make efforts to support the introduction and promotion of Vietnam's potential advantages and cooperation and investment opportunities to Japanese businesses, investors, and partners.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the midst of modern life, there are simple jobs that contains a lifetime of dedications and patience. The professions are preparing old clothes, a seemingly small job that is still being reserved over the years by silent people.
Under it is hard work and requires meticulousness with skillful hands and love for their profession. They will persistently persuade, contributing to beautifying life, preserving the value of rustic but precious labor. In a small alley in Long World for the past 30 years, Miss Phuong's scholars hands have skillfully cherished each piece of fabric and its stitch to bring satisfaction to customers. Currently, she only accepts to repair about 3 sets of clothes every day, with an average income of a few 100,000 Vietnam dong, enough to help her cover her family's expenses. I have been following my modest profession since 1995 until now, 30 years, mainly repairing clothes. When a customer buys a shirt from the shop and is not satisfied with something or has a wrong formula, I take it on part and repair it again using my formula to make it look like new. When I deliver a shirt to a customer that the customer is satisfied with and fits according to the customer wishes, I myself feel very happy. Now I'm earned, but I still do it for joy. In TayNin world, there is also a clothing repair shop that has existed for nearly half a century. This place is not only a small shop, but also a place to preserve the profession of an entire family through many generations. For more than 20 years, Miss Nguyễn Thị Loan Anh, the daughter who followed her parents' career, has been attached to the profession every day with on her heart. For her, this is not just a job, but the memories and feelings of customers have become an indispensable part of life. When the ladies and gentlemen bring clothes that are generally not new or but those are their memories, they want to fix them to their liking, to preserve the memories. When they are finished and come to pick them up, they are very happy. The customers are happy for one thing, but I'm 10 times happier because I feel that my job is useful to society, making people beautiful. For Ms. Phương and Ms. Langan, the job of repairing our clothes is not only a livelihood, but also a passion, a joy when being attached to the job they love. They and many other workers are contributing to preserving a simple, durable beauty of labor when passion and love for the job are put in every stitch and needle.
In TayNinhTV, due to the impact of the high tides combined with heavy rain, water levels on the rivers in the province continue to rise, posing a high risk of flooding in many areas. And currently, the water levels on the Vam Kodong and Vam Kotai rivers are above at alert level 2, and in some places it's at alert level 3. Specifically, at Goyoha Station, the major water level is 112 centimeters and still in the alert level 2. At Banlik Station, the water level is 146 centimeters, is still in the alert level 2. And in Teng An, the water level reached 473 centimeters above alert level 3. In Mopoi area along the water level is 201 centimeters, maintaining a high level above the alert level 3. It is forecasted that in the coming days, water levels on rivers will continue to rise slowly following the tide and remain high, especially in the southern part of the province. Some places will be set alert level 3, while in the northern part, the water levels will fall slowly due to the local rain and flow from the upstream. Localities along the rivers and low-lying areas need to pay special attention to the risk of flooding and landslides. In addition, there is a possibility of landslide on the banks of the Vam Kodong and Vam Kotai River. There is a possibility of landslide on the banks of Vam Kodong and Vam Kotai rivers and Benda Canal. Notably, some dialects in the northern communes of the province are at risk of breaking if the heavy rain continues for a long time, combined with the high water levels. And the levels of natural disaster risk due to floods of the Vam Kodong and Vam Kotai River is determined at level 2.
Realizing the damage caused by floods since April in Haiphong, the Forest Protection Department and Forest Protection Unit have coordinated with commerce and with forests to speed up the progress of forest planting in forest areas affected by storm number 3 Yagi. The Forest Protection Unit has encouraged forest owners to speed up the progress of forest planting, mobilize equipment and human resources, and plant properly to ensure good tree growth. To plant forests on schedule and ensure quality, the Forest Management Board and local forest protection units regularly send staff to guide people on planting techniques. The Forest Protection Department of Hai Dương Province continues to urge households to plant new forests in May, June, and July this year to ensure the progress and plan of planting forests after storm number 3, striving to exceed the target of planting new forests in 2025.
The onion prolonged heavy rains in Guangxi have caused widespread flooding. The whole province has had to evacuate hundreds of households. Thousands of families are deeply polluted. Many roads are cut up.
In the village road of Phong Nha commune, heavy rains are enveloped the entire embankment of the road, and some breaks have appeared along the entire route. This road has been eroded for 4 days due to this flood lasting about 15 days, and the Sung River flows into this embankment. Thanh Seng One village, Phong Nha commune, the riverbank erosion has eaten deep into the roadside and only about 50 meters from the people's houses. Local authorities have had to erect the temporary bamboo barriers to warn. Currently, there are 51 landslides in Guangxi province, including dozens in residential areas and traffic roads. It is possible that the houses could be swept away, not just frost, because the higher the water level, the stronger the landslide. For landslide, the people reported them very promptly, and the local authorities also promptly directed on-forces barricaded to ensure the safety in landslide areas. Throughout Guangxi province, heavy rains have flooded for 139 locations, more than 5,000 households, with more than 15,000 people. Many areas were temporarily isolated, of which Quang commune has the most affected, with more than 1,000 different households flooded. Aware that the flood situation will be more complicated after the recent flood, Quang Community People's Committee has revealed and prepared plans to suit the current situation and in the coming days. Guangzhou province has evacuated nearly 350 households while ensuring adequate food and drinking water and has promptly supplied essential goods to isolated areas. And forces and mass organizations are also closely coordinating with the local authorities to proactively deploy measures to respond to heavy rains.
That's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us and goodbye for now.